Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, The Assorted Bag. In today's lesson, we shall look into subject questions and object questions. If you have gone through some of our previous videos, you're sure to have come across subjects and objects in a sentence. So in today's video, we shall primarily look into what these subject questions are and what kind of object questions can be framed to accurately put across your communication point of view. So before moving on, a kind request to all of y'all to please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit on the bell icon, turn it on to all notifications so that you continue receiving notifications whenever we upload our new videos. Now let's start with our today's topic. So subject is something that is in a sentence, it gives you the person or thing that is performing the action. So through a subject you get to know who or what has performed a certain action. So if we look at some examples, John likes Fred. So in this case, the action is being performed by John. So John is the subject in this case. Another example will be Linda made a sandwich. So here you see Linda is performing an action of making a sandwich. So Linda becomes the subject in this sentence. Another one, the earthquake damaged my shop. So you see the action here is being damaged and the subject that is performing the action is the earthquake. So the earthquake is the subject in this kind of a sentence. Also, one thing to remember in subject sentences or in subject questions in particular is that we do not make use of auxiliary verbs do, did and does. We shall come into that a little later as well. Before that, we shall look into what an object is. So subjects are ideally the one that is performing an action and objects are something that is at the receiving end. So the subject or thing that is receiving the action or the one that is being acted upon will be known as the object. So if you look at the similar examples again, John likes Fred. So in the early example, John was the subject because he performed the action. Here, Fred is the object because the action is being performed on Fred. Similarly, Linda made a sandwich. So in this case, sandwich is the object because the subject Linda is performing the action on the object sandwich. Next, the earthquake damaged my shop. So here my shop is the object because the subject, the earthquake, is performing the action on the object which is my shop. So now the question is how these subject questions look like or why do we use subject questions. So sometimes what happens is you might not know who the subject is or you want to ask a question to find out who performed the action. So in such cases those kind of sentences or those kind of questions are known as subject questions. So do remember the subject questions will never make use of auxiliary verbs, that is do, does and did. So let's see the formation or the template of a subject question, how a subject question ideally looks. So we'll have the subject word that is either who or what followed by a verb ideally in the simple present or simple past tense and then the object. So it is who or what that is your subject question word followed by the verb followed by the object. So this is how the template or the formation of a subject question will be. Now we can look at some examples here. So first let's look into subject question in simple present and then we shall look into subject question in simple past. So in simple present, say we have an example here. Who wants some cookies? So you see the subject question word used here is who. So who is going to state that who is the subject. So your answer will have the answer to who. So your answer says we want some cookies. So here we is the subject. So by making use of the subject question word who, you got your subject as the answer. Next, another example, what causes weakness? So here what is your subject question word and say your answer is anemia causes weakness. So anemia is the subject. So when you frame subject questions, you get the subject in the answer. We'll look at subject questions in the simple past tense now. Okay, so who made those cookies? So you see we make use of past tense here and we have the subject word who And the answer to this is Fred made those cookies. So the answer to the term who is Fred here. So again, you got your subject as the answer. Next, another example is what damaged your shop? So what is your subject question word here? And the answer is the subject, the earthquake. So the earthquake damaged my shop. Next, we shall look into object questions in English. So object questions are ideally used when we want to know on whom the action was performed, or we want to know about the receiver of the action. Also note that in case of object questions, we do make use of auxiliary verbs do, did and does. So again, let's look at the template of the object question. It is the question word followed by the auxiliary verb followed by the subject and then the main verb. So this is how you frame an object question. So let's look at some examples. Again, we'll discuss them in the simple present and in the simple past. So do note that in simple present, we make use of the auxiliary words do and does. And in the simple past, we make use of the auxiliary verb did. An example for this is who does John like? So you see, who does is your object question word and you get the answer as John likes Fred. So the action of being liked has been performed on Fred. So Fred is the object here. Again, in the simple past, if you ask, what did Fred make? Fred made cookies. So the action of something being made was done on the object cookies. So cookies is the object here. So few simple tips or just two simple tips to remember how you can differentiate or how you can frame a subject question and an object question. Firstly, if you're asking about the doer or the subject, then do not use auxiliary verbs. Do not use do, does, did. For instance, say we have a sentence or a question. What did damage your shop? This is definitely not a correct sentence because we have made use of did when asking a subject question. So this is an incorrect way of stating a question. The correct technique to state this would be what damaged your shop. So this is how you ideally frame subject questions. And in case of object questions, so if you're asking about the receiver, please make use of auxiliary verbs. Please make use of do, does, did. So for example, what did the earthquake damage? So we have made use of did here. So this is how you frame an object question. So this summarizes your subject questions and object questions. I hope you have clearly understood the difference between the two and how to frame them. Please leave in the comment section what you have liked or what you have not liked about this video. Do like the video if you have enjoyed the content and share with your friends. And also do not forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. I shall see you in my next video. Till then, thank you for watching and take care. Goodbye.